Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Buldan Zalul, and I'm from 11th grade TKGB. I'm here to give you a title culture. The description. Culture is the considered central concept in anthropology, especially the range of the phenomena that are transmitted through the social learning in the human societies. The cultural universal are found in the human societies and include expansive from like art, music, dance, ritual, religion, and technologies like tool usage, cooking, shelters, and clothes. The concept of the material cultures covered by the physical expansions of the culture such as technology, architecture, and art. Whereas the immaterial aspect of the culture, such as principles of social organization, including the practice of the political organization and the social institute, mythology, philosophy, literal, both written and oral, and science comprise the intangible cultural heritage uh, of the society. In the humanities of the sense of the cultural as an attribute of the individual has been the degrees to which they have cultivated a particular level of sophistication in art, science, education of manners. The level of the cultural sophistication has also sometimes has been to distinguish civilization from less complex societies. Such hierarchy perspective on cultural are also found in the class-based distinction of the between civilization from the less complex societies such a culture of the lower classes distinguished by the stereotypic access to the cultural capital and the common parlance culture is often used to refer specifically to the symbolic marker used by ethnic group to distinguish themselves visibility from each other such as body modification, clothing or jewelry. Mass culture refer to the mass product and a mass mediated from the consumer culture that emerged in the 20th century from school of philosophy such as Marxism and critical theory have argued the culture is often used politically as tool of the elites to manipulate the proletariat and create false consciousness. Such a perspective as the common is the discipline of cultural studies and the theoretical perspective of the cultural materialism that holds that human symbolic cultures are resources from the material condition of the human life as human create the condition for the physical survival and that the basic of the culture is found in evolved biological disposition. When use count of culture, the set custom, tradition, and value, and the society of the or community such as ethnic group or nation is the set of sometimes culture is also used to describe specific practice the within subgroup of the society. A subculture and the counterculture within cultural anthropology, the ideology, and the analytical stance of the cultural relativism hold that cultures cannot easily be objective ranked or evaluate because an evaluation is necessarily situated with the value system of given culture.
Apaan? Ngomong apa ngomong? Udah.
And the second is etymology. The modern term culture is the best term used. The ancient Roman orator is the Cicero in his Lucianus Disputanus, where he word of the cultification or the soul of the cultural enemy. Is an agriculture metaphor for the development or the philosophical soul, understood theological and the highest possible ideal for human development. Samuel Pufendorf took over this metaphor or modern context, meaning something similar but not longer assuming that philosophy was man's natural perfection. His use and the many writers after him in the philosopher Edward S. Casey word that very word cultures mean place in the Middle English, and the same word to get back to the Latin colere, to habit in care for till worship and the cultures. And the Cambridge English Dictionary states that culture is the way of the life, especially the general custom and beliefs of the particular group, the particular group of the people of at a particular time. The word is used in general sense as the evolved ability to categorize the represent experience with some symbol to act imaginatively and creativity. This ability arose with the evolution of behavior modernity in a human around 50,000 years ago. Is the often thought to be unique to human. However, some species have demonstrated similar, tough the much less complicated ability for social learning is also the complex network of the practice and accumulated knowledge in India, the treatment of social interaction and exists in species human group of the cultures using the plural form. English Romanticism in the 19th century, humanists such English poet and essayist Matthew Arnold used the word culture to refer an ideal of the individual human refinement. The best has been taught and said in the world. This concept of the culture is compatible with German concept Bildung, cultures being a pursuit of our total perfection by the means of the getting to know on the matter which most concerns us, but the best which has been taught and said in the world. In the practice culture, river and the island idol was associated with such activity as art, classical music, and haute cuisine. Maybe just this from me. If any mistake, I'm sorry. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.